Hello there, how are you? Welcome back to How I Did It. Well, this week I'm going to show you how I assembled my RTA 36-inch farm sink base. Now, RTA is for ready to assemble. So when you get the cabinets, they'll come in, they call them flat pack, and then you have to assemble them. Now, the only downfall to the fellow that I found that I'm going to purchase the rest of my cabinets from is his cabinets come without instructions inside. So I'm guessing that may be why he got them at such a discount, or I would have to go to the Ready to Assemble website and they may have it listed on how to assemble it. It's really very simple. Point A goes to point B goes to point C. The only downfall to it is I did not have any cabinet long clamps to hold the cabinet in place. So what I opted to do once I got it to this point is to go ahead and set a couple of pin nails in just to hold it, and where I'm putting these nails or staples in to hold this are not going to be visible once the kitchen is completely assembled. Once I got those pin nails in it and it was kind of like having a third hand to hold things in place, then I started putting these different brackets in that come. Now, instead of pre-drilling, what I did was I ran the screw on reverse at high speed. That's what you were seeing me do there initially. When you do that with a screw, if you do not pre-drill most of the time, not 100% of the time, but most often, it will not split your wood. And in the case of this here, it worked absolutely fantastic. Now, the fella that I purchased this cabinet from and the farm sink from, believe it or not, it was off of a warehouse reseller. His listing is on Facebook Marketplace. So if you're within a, say, 50-mile perimeter of Orlando, Florida, this guy's shop is called, or warehouse is called Luke's Warehouse. And again, Facebook Marketplace. What a great deal. I got the base cabinet for half price. I only paid $164 for it. And this thing's actual plywood, not particle wood. The sink I purchased from him for $159. So I had a white fiberglass sink, but I wanted all white cabinets. So I sold the fiberglass sink because it was actually ivory and it really clashed with these cabinets. Plus, I just think the copper looks cool as it can be. And then I'm going to actually take my repurposed propane stove that I pulled out of my Toyota RV when I put in a convection microwave. I'm going to change that. I'm going to color change it from the stainless steel color to copper to match this sink. So that'll be an upcoming episode. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully it'll come out as good as I'm hoping. Anyway, back to focused on this. I started out, I was going to actually surface mount this sink because that lip was so thin. And then that way later on, if I decided I wanted to change the sink out, it would be easy enough to pull it out of the spot and then to put a different sink in there. And then you're going to see coming up. So I marked the apron of the sink minus the 2 inches of height that my countertop would be. That way, in theory, the sink would sit right in on the countertop and everything would just work out totally perfect. Well, this is one of those things, measure a million times, cut it, set the sink in place, and then look at it and realize it really needs to be undermounted. The only downfall to it is I'm looking at doing countertop or concrete countertops. So at any time, if I decide I need to change the sink out, that is going to make this a bugger of a job. But I think it'll still look really pretty cool. So this is the first fitting where I'm thinking I'm going to surface mount it, and the cutout is perfectly. So with the first strips, the 1/2 inch plywood, that's my countertop depth. Well, I decided, you know what? I want to undermount this sink. So I went ahead, took these little shims that I had, and I put them in as a cross support for the sink. And then I cut the apron down 2.5 more inches. And now this is where I'm actually fitting the sink in. And just know where this sink is going to slide down in here, the actual concrete countertop is going to go over the top of the edge of the sink. Come on. Yeah, it's a snug fit, but I'd rather have it snug than not. Alrighty then. There you have it. Y'all have an absolutely wonderful and blessed day. I'll see you next time. Take care.